Fredrick and Edna's story is not the kind of tragedy that begins with shouting, betrayal, or violence. It is the quiet kind. The kind that grows slowly between two people who once shared everything: dreams, struggles, laughter, and hope. When they first got married in Lagos, life was simple. They lived in a small apartment with unreliable electricity, shared transport fares, and sometimes laughed over a single plate of rice when money was tight. But through every hardship, they held on to each other. Fredrick was ambitious, hardworking, and deeply protective of his wife. Edna believed in him completely. At night, they would sit on the balcony talking about the future. "One day," Fredrick would say, "we'll leave this place and build something beautiful." And Edna would smile. "As long as we are together, I already have everything." Back then, they were partners in the purest form. But life rarely moves at the same speed for two people. Years later, everything changed. For Edna, the breakthrough came suddenly. An opportunity she had prayed and worked for finally arrived. The small marketing position she once struggled to keep became the doorway to something bigger. Within a few years, she rose rapidly through the corporate world. She began attending executive meetings, leading projects, traveling for conferences, and speaking in rooms filled with powerful people. People admired her intelligence. Employees respected her confidence. Her company eventually made her one of its youngest executive directors. The same woman who once trekked to work now arrived in black SUVs. But while Edna's life was accelerating upward, Fredrick's world felt painfully still. His construction business began struggling. Contracts failed. Investors withdrew. Friends who once respected him started doing better than him financially. At first, Fredrick celebrated Edna sincerely. He bought her flowers after her first promotion. He proudly introduced her as "my wife" everywhere they went. But slowly, something inside him began to change. It started quietly. Small comments. "Do you really need to travel again? You're always busy these days. You didn't even ask how my meeting went." Edna thought it was stress. She tried harder. She cooked despite returning home exhausted. She cancelled meetings to spend more time with him. She bought gifts. She reassured him constantly.
Taste this. It's ready.
But insecurity
Smells
is dangerous
amazing,
because
just
it
like
rarely
home.
introduces itself honestly. It disguises itself as
Eat while
anger,
it's hot.
as pride, as control. Fredrick slowly stopped seeing Edna's success as their victory. Instead, her success became a mirror reflecting everything he believed he was losing about himself. Every congratulation she received sounded like an insult to him. Every achievement made him feel smaller. Soon, the silence between them became louder than conversation. The woman who once ran into his arms after work now hesitated before entering the house. And Fredrick, instead of expressing his fears honestly, allowed jealousy to poison his heart. When Edna attended corporate dinners, he imagined betrayal. When male colleagues praised her, he heard disrespect. When she spoke confidently, he interpreted it as pride. One night, after seeing a photo of Edna shaking hands with a wealthy investor online, something inside him snapped. "You enjoy embarrassing me, don't you?" he asked bitterly. Edna stared at him in shock. "Embarrassing you? Fredrick, everything I do is for this family." But he no longer heard her love. All he heard was the voice of his insecurity. And that became the beginning of their collapse. The painful truth was this: Edna was becoming exhausted for apologizing for her growth, and Fredrick was becoming exhausted from feeling left behind. Their marriage had unknowingly turned into a competition. Yet deep beneath the resentment, love still remained. Because sometimes the greatest threat to a marriage is not lack of love, it is wounded pride. Now Fredrick and Edna stand at a dangerous crossroads. Will they allow ego and insecurity destroy the home they built together? Or will they finally learn that marriage was never meant to be a competition, but a partnership where both people carry each other through different seasons of life? Sometimes one person rises first, sometimes the other struggles longer. But true love understands this. Your partner's success is not your failure. And if Fredrick and Edna can learn that before it is too late, their story may still have a chance at redemption.